So we're going to meet our next family. We welcome Kristen and Curtis Sommers to the Rule and Ryan Show. Hi,
hey,
guys.
y'all. How you doing?
Hello.
Morning,
Hello. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
So,
now, your son
Texas-
Carter is the subject here, but Carter's in school, so I already know it's a good outcome because
Yeah.
Carter's in school.
And he's how old now?
5.5.
5.5. So your journey with Texas Children's began when he was 2.
Correct.
So
Okay.
tell us what brought you here. What'd you first figure out something wasn't right?
So in May of 2021, he was not walking yet, so his pediatrician referred us to neurology, and they ended up doing some blood work, and that came back. He had high liver enzymes and CK levels were high. Ended up doing genetic testing, and we found out that he had Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So
Is that different than regular muscular dystrophy? I don't know the different. Why is it called Duchenne? Because we grew up as Jerry's kids, right? Watching those Labor Day telethons for muscular dystrophy. So Duchenne, is that like a even more specialized type?
well, I think there's 9 different types, or there's quite a few.
Okay.
But this
Okay.
one, it seems to be. I mean, in my eyes, they're all devastating, but this one's pretty.
Serious.
It's very
Serious, yes.
devastating.
Yeah, okay.
Most boys are in wheelchairs by the time they're 10 or 12,
Really?
Mhm.
and generally they wouldn't live past 20, 25.
Wow.
They are living a lot longer now, but it's a very devastating disease.
So you get the news that your son has this after how many days or how many tests or how quickly did they figure that out?
The genetic testing took a month.
A month.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And as mom and dad, I mean, what's your first reaction? I mean, it's got to be devastating.
Right.
Most definitely.
Curtis,
had-
get that mic a little bit closer
we
to
had
you.
plans for
There you go.
our son. I mean,
Mhm.
his room's decked out in Astros gear, so
Mhm.
you know,
Right.
we had plans like any other father or mother would have
Sure,
for the
sure.
child. But
So you're diagnosed, and then at that point, what do? They sit down and they give you treatment
Like
options?
they automatically have a strategy plan in place because other kids have had that?
actually, our doctor here, he told us about this infusion that was going to be coming out soon,
Mm-hmm.
and he told us it'd be in a year and a half.
Okay.
And, told us that there is hope out there for him, and that he actually told us that he may never ever be in a wheelchair. And we were like, whoa, wait a minute! Everything we read online, is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because that's exactly what you do. You find out, and you go straight to online. What is this, and how can I hear
Right,
more about
right.
it?
Oh, right, exactly.
So you had read the opposite of what the doctor told you. He might not ever be in a wheelchair. So what was that strategy then to keep him out of that lane?
Well, we didn't know when this new gene therapy was going to come up, so we just kind of wait. I mean, we were just waiting and kind of let time pass, and then we got the news that it was going to be approved, and so then we were really waiting. I think it was at that point almost a year until it got approved, and as soon as it
Yes.
got approved, we were like emailing Dr. Lotzi and his nurse Tiffany. We were just like, okay, we're ready.
Let's go,
Like we
let's go,
wanted to
let's
get
go.
it like
So
yesterday.
you want to start, but I can imagine a lot of insurance companies don't want to
Oh.
cover experimental trials.
we actually had to fight our insurance company to get it approved.
Really?
At the time, we went to extended review, and it finally got approved. And we were told at the time by the drug company that makes the infusion that we were the only family in the United States at that time that had taken it that far and won.
Whoa.
That's
you.
what we said.
Really?
We were
Good
like,
for
wow,
you.
really? We're like, goodness gracious, we couldn't believe that. But
So what I see here, Curtis, is that Carter, your son, was the first patient in the Texas Medical Center here in Houston to receive that new gene therapy.
correct.
Wow.
And you saw immediate results?
I wasn't immediate, but a couple months later, yes. We would go to parks and stuff, and there are things that my son would dodge and stay away from because he knew he couldn't do it. But then he started climbing things, and we were like, "Whoa, what is this?"
Wow.
And then the poles that they have with the little steps that go around them, he started
Yeah.
climbing those
and running.
and running.
And
And running, yeah.
And
The running
everything,
was actually, when you see that baby dancing in that movie, it's kind of weird, right? You see the
Yeah.
baby dancing.
Yeah.
When the first time I saw him running, I was like, it was like that moment. It was like, that looks weird, but that's so awesome because
Because you-
before I'd
yeah.
never
Right.
seen him run.
Right.
And
So-
now,
Man.
where do we stand?
Well, Carter, before infusion, he was 4.5 years old, and he's probably had a motor skills of a 2.5-year-old.
Okay.
Right now, I'd say he's at about a 4.5-year-old motor skills right now, and continuing to grow every day. I mean,
That's
it's
amazing.
It's crazy.
Because
just
this
in a
gene
year, the
therapy,
change.
This
that
gene
has
therapy,
happened.
it says here, Curtis, that it delivers protein to his muscles.
Yep.
It improves his strength and improves his ability to walk. So that's quite a stretch to go from 2.5-year-old motor skills to 4.5-year motor, and he's 5.5.
How long is this
Yeah.
gonna? I mean, is this gonna be a lifelong process?
What we're telling, they don't know. Right now, we're been told it's one shot, but I think aren't they working on something?
Yeah,
Maybe if
they're
they have to
working
do it in
on
the future.
because it's carried in a virus, and so they're working on ways to reintroduce it into their bodies. But for now, I mean, for the boys that have had it, it's lasted 6 years, and the boys with trials.
Going on
so
7, yeah.
Is
they're
it
not.
primarily boys then? Because you all keep saying,
1
is
in
it-
3,500 for boys, and I believe it's 1 in 50 million for girls.
Oh,
it's like,
really?
wow.
Yes,
Yes,
it's,
it comes
it's
off
very,
of-
very rare in
the
females.
X chromosome.
Oh my
and
goodness!
you mentioned this is viral, so how does what you said this is viral? This is a virus.
The treatment.
virus.
The
treatment.
treatment,
Treatment.
they put it in a
Okay.
virus. And
Okay,
that's,
they put it in.
how
That's how they
yeah.
distribute it.
Yes.
Okay.
They put it in a virus. What I was told, it's in a virus that has an antibody that has the genetically modified dopamines in it that goes to
Wow.
all the muscle strains throughout the
wow.
entire body and pumps those modified
With
genes into his
proteins.
body that he's missing and that he needs.
And you think of a virus
Unbelievable.
as being bad, but this is something that they have figured out how to design it so well to go in and target this specific
issue.
issue.
challenge, Yeah.
And thank you to everyone who is donating right now at 51555. You just text that word KRBE. We're definitely still working on our challenge today to get George's head shaved. He is our engineer, and he has a really long head of hair that he's been working for a long time. And
Why is it? It's like we can motivate people by torturing ourselves.
Yes.
So 51555 is the donation text number, and you're going to text KRBE into the field with whatever amount of money that you are comfortable with donating. Every single dollar stays right here at Texas Children's Hospital. It does not go somewhere else where you're not going to be able to funnel it. And one of the previous families had really painted the picture well, because it's not just a dollar, it's a breath in a machine. It's a crutch for somebody's leg. It's something to help somebody walk. I mean, that's every dollar counts. And we were talking to the Sommers family, Kristen and Curtis Sommers. Their son Carter is now 5.5. He was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which we're learning about for the first time today. It's a rare disease that, as Curtis, you said, affects 1 in 3,600 boys. Or Kristen, you shared that with us. And really, almost no girls, it seems like, get this.
It's
Very,
rare.
very,
Very rare.
rare.
And here at the Texas Medical Center with Texas Children's Hospital, they were able to figure out how to get this infusion therapy, the gene therapy that has helped Carter now go from 2.5-year-old motor skills to 4.5-year-old motor skills. And it sounds like things are looking up.
Kevin,
Yeah.
you wanted to chime
Yeah,
in?
I mean, my partner works in physical therapy. I wanted to know about you guys when you're at home with him. I'm sure you guys have to physically work with him as well. What does that look like? I mean, what are you guys doing with him every day, and what other people can learn from that you're helping?
You want to take
Actually,
that
we
one?
have him in physical therapy. He's been in it for the past 2 years. He's taken. Sorry, my mind just went blank on that.
That's
I don't know.
okay.
But there are
Soccer.
therapists that are working with
Yeah,
him.
oh, he's-
And
yes,
you
oh,
don't
yeah,
have to do
he's in
anything
physical
at home
therapy.
with him
No, no,
'cause
no.
It gets taken care of at the.
You just let him run.
Right. Well, we have to stretch his legs, and
Right.
he hates that. So
Right.
I try to make a
right.
game out of it. But
That's
um,
that's
But
kind of
he gets to live a life. He
Oh,
gets
yeah.
to be a regular
Yes.
5-year-old boy.
yes.
Oh, it's amazing to see him do things and the smile on his face and him look at me and be like, "I just did that," and I was like, "You did,
Yeah.
you did,
That is
man, you
awesome,
did."
guys. And you really make a good point about the first time you saw him run, where you said that you just hadn't seen that before, Kristen. You're like, this is just so odd, because you know the struggles your son has had.
Right.
And how many parents listening right now, or how many people who have a child in their life are like, oh my God, stop running. Stop running, be quiet, just simmer.
Right.
Just
But
simmer.
all of this-
and
all
look
of
at
this
what
is-
a big goal that is, right?
Right.
It's all due to Texas Children. So
Yes,
right
most
now
definitely.
we are looking to get 100 donations between 11 o'clock and 12 noon. Okay, so what you want to do is text KRBE to 51555. It's really simple, y'all. I mean, whatever you can donate. Don't feel bad about, hey, I can't donate much. if you're doing something, anything at all, you're doing something good. So feel good
Caden,
about
thanks
it.
for your donation, Caden, at 51555 when you text KRBE, or if you want to call. Maybe you're somewhere like me, always one earbud in the air and you can't really be on your phone. You can call and talk through the donation. It's 1-800-234-6217. The phone lines are open at 1-800-234-6217. Remember, every single dollar is going to stay right here at Texas Children's Hospital. And if you want to become a miracle maker, that is a donation that gets rotated every single month. So you don't have to go back in and do the donation every single month and set it up. You set it up right now,
just a
and
debit.
every month it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And you get real nice little notes throughout the year. We get like nice little notes and cards and stuff saying thank you for being a miracle maker. And some of our listeners who were miracle makers from last year upped the amount that they were giving. Like last year, one of our listeners said she had given $20 a month. Now she upped it to $30 a month, which is always great. So we're looking for 100 donations in this hour here on the Rule and Ryan Show, which I know you're shocked. Why? What? The Rule and Ryan Show is still on?
Still
Yes, we
on.
are
We're
still
We're going to be
on.
with you till 1 o'clock, and then Kevin and Audrey will take over. We're going to be broadcasting till 7 p.m.
Christy C, I see that $50 that just came in at 51555. She texted the word KRBE.
See, the things that we've learned, Kristen and Curtis, today at Texas Children's, I mean, it's just stuff you won't know it unless you are here and you see it. You know, from the doctors that we've met, for the different kind of services that are provided, from the different families we've provided. Now I know what Duchenne muscular dystrophy is. You know what I mean? I know how rare it is, and you are just one of how many families. Have you met like a community of families that have children with the same struggle Carter's having to deal with Duchenne muscular, like nationally? Is there like a support group for you guys that y'all get to talk to each other?
Yeah, there is a few Facebook support groups. I've never met anybody in person.
Okay.
There's one other person here in the Houston area. We just never got together and meet up, but
You're busy.
yeah.
You got
Well,
a busy
because it's
life.
rare,
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
why I was asking. They would probably not be here, and so
Yeah.
it wouldn't be shocking that you've
Yeah.
never seen them in person. But at least
Yeah.
maybe you can throw each other a message,
Right.
or share in the celebrations of guess what, Carter ran today at the park. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
So and then you
Yeah.
can see what their progress is too. We really appreciate your time, guys.
guys.
Yes.
Thanks so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank
sharing
you very
your
much.
story. God bless you guys. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Have all the best of December.
Thank
and
you.
We appreciate you.
Yes,
guys.
Thank you.
thank you,
Same
thank
to
you,
you.
thank you to everybody that donates as well. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.